thought it was a good idea to nominate the Beatles Now and Then for the Grammy categories of Record of the Year, that's one of the major awards, and Best Rock Performance. You probably heard like late in 2023 when there was news that there was a new Beatles song. It was basically Paul and Yoko Ono unearthing a half-written or partially written John Lennon composition that remained unfinished, and then with the help of artificial intelligence, Paul McCartney and Giles Martin, that's the son of Beatles producer George Martin, finished the song using George Harrison guitars and Ringo Starr plays on it. So it's a Beatles song, Now and Then, that if any objective observer, including Beatles fans like myself, listen to the song, you could clearly tell that that is not a good John Lennon song. Like, I just have to say it, and I'm not the first to say it. It's not a good song, yet it's nominated. Like, who in the Recording Academy listened to that song, the finished version of the song, and said, yeah, that's one of the best rock songs, or in the case of Record of the Year, one of the best songs I've heard from any artist in 2024. Like, have you heard the song? Like, it sounds like somebody who's just getting into songwriting and are writing one of the first songs that they've ever written. I mean, it's such a plain, it's all because of you, where like a friend of theirs will hear it and be like, oh yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. But you could clearly tell that they're just learning how to songwrite. And look, again, this is no shade. I love John Lennon. Like, John Lennon is probably my favorite Beatle. Like, you could tell I'm a John Lennon fan. I'll give you what some of my favorite John Lennon written songs in my life, from Rubber Soul, I'm Only Sleeping, one of the album deeper cuts from Revolver, Across the Universe, from Let It Be. Like, I love especially those very melancholy, like Julia, those melancholy John Lennon written songs. Huge John Lennon fan. I mean, one of the greatest rock vocals, in my opinion, was his Twist and Shout, the famous Beatles cover of the Isley Brothers' Twist and Shout. Like, if you listen to how he's singing that, his voice is going out and he sounds remarkable on that. I love John Lennon and I love the Beatles. I can't tell you how much Beatles I listen to throughout the month and throughout the years, but this ain't it. Now and Then, like, I remember listening to that, like, damn, would John have approved of Paul McCartney? I mean, John Lennon might have just rolled off his shoulder, like, yeah, go ahead. You know, I mean, if he could from the heavens talk to Paul, like, yeah, knock yourself out, make a song out of it. But this clearly wasn't a finished product, even with all the AI assistance and all the production around the very sparse vocal, which they were able to, using AI again, kind of get the John Lennon vocal isolated from the piano that he was playing on the Now and Then demo, basically. So they got a crisper audio of John Lennon's vocal, but again, just songwriting wise, it just wasn't there. Like, you could tell that this was like a framework or like a draft of something that might have eventually become and grown into and evolved into something that was much better than what we got here. So ever since this song's release, I had mixed feelings. I mean, I was thinking, damn, that's kind of cool that they were able to use technology to basically bring to life a John Lennon half-baked composition. But on the other hand, I'm like, but at the end of the day, it's still not a good song, and it's damn sure not worthy of Record of the Year nomination. Like, this is clearly like a, hey, we've got a Beatles song in 2024. How could that not be nominated? I mean, that's clearly what happened here, because again, no objective listener is going to hear that song and be like, yeah, that's one of the best songs I've heard this year. And when you choose that and you nominate that, you're taking a slot away from a much more deserving song from another artist, both in the Record of the Year category and in the Best Rock Performance category. So yeah, love the Beatles, but Now and Then, not a great song. And it's really not even a good song. And again, John Lennon is one of my favorite artists in rock history. But yeah, let me know your thoughts about that, about this nomination. I mean, is it one of those, oh, let it go, it's the Beatles, how could you be mad? Like, I could understand that argument, and if that's what it is, it appears to be, then okay. But don't try to blow smoke and make this like sound like it's one of the more deserving songs out of everything that was released and everything that was submitted for nomination consideration. Now and Then, while yes, a great feat in technology, and maybe that is why it's being nominated here, is because of the technological feat. Maybe that's why the voting members of the Recording Academy have it here. But I mean, damn, there's so many other songs that could have taken up these slots. But yeah, let me know if I'm complaining over nothing, but it just doesn't seem to be like a fair call to nominate this Now and Then song. Like even John Lennon would tell you, I'm sure, and no, I'm not going to speak for the deceased John Lennon, but I would guess that if asked about the song, John Lennon would say, yeah, it's rubbish or something like that. He would basically downplay how good or how not good he thought the song was. I mean, it was written in 77. He died in the beginning of in the early 80s. So he had a couple of years to release this song if he wanted to. He didn't. It wasn't on Double Fantasy with Beautiful Boy and a bunch of other songs. It was like it was a double album. It didn't find its way on there. So yeah, why is it finding its way on here on this list of 2024 Grammy nominees? But yeah, let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you love music like I do. I'm Woog. Thanks for tuning in.